Hello everybody, CritCrab here with another story, this one about a Necromancer that offed an entire party of Paladins in a Halloween-themed epic. Roll post. My friend is part of a tabletop club at college, and a group invited everyone for a Halloween-themed one-shot for D&D 5e. However, so many people wanted to join that they decided to turn this into a mini-epic, a game that's run by multiple tables at the same time, where everyone is level 10 with one uncommon magic item. My friend really wanted to play a wizard, but didn't want to play the cliché evocation or divination school, so he asked me for ideas. I gave him some ideas I thought were thematic and viable, like a hobgoblin war magic wizard, but he ultimately decided on a Githyankai necromancer, because he wanted to try necromancy. He picked the Deck of Illusions as his magic item. Thus, Naraz Greylich was born. He got a mission from Vlakeith herself in order to join an organization of necromancers that directly served her, to obtain
the Talisman of Ultimate Evil!
Though he was warned that a group of paladins are also after this talisman and wish to destroy it. Before they all went into the haunted ruins, Naraz found a group of archaeologists interested in obtaining magic items. They seemed completely oblivious to the fact that he was a necromancer or what his true goals were. All they cared for was that he could identify all of the magic items they got their hands on. Naraz proves very useful not only because of his spellcasting, but also because of his knowledge of undead creatures, informing his less experienced party members the capabilities and weaknesses of all of the undead that they were fighting. He also knew the Speak with Dead spell, allowing him to get some general directions and a bit of insight of the place from some fallen enemies. But then Naraz had a brilliant idea. If the groups can run into the same room sometimes, why not just use the Deck of Illusions and pull a card down in every room they clear out to distract and waste the time of the other groups? The plan worked better than expected. The other groups wasted so much time dealing with monsters that weren't even there. One group encountered a sleeping red dragon and spent 30 minutes planning a strategy for this fight, only to realize that it was an illusion when their wizard tried casting a lightning bolt. Another group ran into 3 cards in a row, and the final group ran into a fake troll in one room, then a real one in the next. They were confused when this troll was actually damaging them. It all escalated when Naraz's group was traveling down a very dark corridor. Not having dark vision can suck, so Naraz tried grabbing a torch from the wall to use as a light source. The torch was actually a lever, flipping him to the other side of the wall. He tried pulling the lever again, but nothing happened, and that's when he heard something. He heard the sound of armor clinging and religious chants coming towards the room he was in. It's the Paladin group. Naraz peeked through the door's keyhole in the room over to see if he could escape, but there was a sleeping beholder on the other side. The DM informed him that he had 30 seconds to prepare for the fight before him and the Paladins came into the room, so he had to think fast. Hoping to pull something that would scare the Paladins away, he drew a card down from the Deck of Illusions, and he got a Lich. Naraz, seeing this, got a brilliant idea, casting Disguise Self, making himself look like an adventurer who had the life drained from him. He then casted Mage Hand. It was invisible because he was a Githyankai, and prepared it at the door. The 6 paladins step into the room to see a gruesome sight, a Lich draining the life out of an adventurer. Using his bonus action to control the card, Naraz has the Lich turn to the Smite-eager paladins, taunt them. Then, using his Mage Hand to open the door, the Lich flew right out the door. The Paladins chase after the Lich, and run right into a now awake and angry beholder. Combat starts. Naraz pretends to be dead throughout most of the fight as the Paladins throw all that they got at this aberration, eventually killing it, but with one Paladin unconscious and the rest under 20 hit points. One of the Paladins was able to stabilize their buddy with a successful medicine check before they cut the beholder open, hoping to find the talisman inside. While they were looting, they were making comments about how easy it was to kill this necromancer that they knew was also after the talisman. "You sure about that?" was the last thing they heard as Naraz casts a 4th level fireball centered on the beholder. Now, here's a tip for all you DMs out there having problems with Paladins. Because most Paladins like wearing heavy armor, they tend not to have high dex scores. All the Paladins but one fail their save, getting knocked unconscious, while the one that passed was left badly wounded. Roll for initiative. Naraz beats him because of his better dexterity, and he quickly finished him off with the casting of Chromatic Orb, Lightning. He then proceeded to cast Fireball again on all of the unconscious Paladins. He knows as a Necromancer how dangerous those people can be, and he's not taking any chances. Naraz proceeded to finish looting the Beholder and its horde and found the talisman in a huge spellbook full of dark magic and necromancy. The entire Paladin table was pissed. They grew even angrier when Naraz decided to reanimate one of them so that they can fight some monsters and cause a distraction while he sneaks around with the invisibility spell on. Naraz eventually caught up with his party and they eventually found the final treasure room. After the party took all that they could carry and escaped the ruins, Naraz thanked them for the adventure and wished them farewell. He then went back to the place where he initially started and he was plane shifted back to Thunarath, the home of the Githyan Kai. Vlaakith was very impressed by Naraz, explaining how this was a suicide mission and how he wasn't expecting to make it back. Vlaakith also said that she was scrying on him the entire time and how she got a kick out of the incident with the Paladins. And for his efforts, he was accepted into the organization and given a higher starting rank due to his accomplishments. TLDR, Necromancer joins an epic, starts messing with everyone with illusions, ran into a group of Paladins and ended up killing them all by outplaying them. And post. That was a power play. As bad as I feel for the Paladins for getting the opposite of a climactic ending, I have to hand it to the Necromancer for perfectly seizing the opportunity to get rid of what was likely his biggest threat. Also, nothing screams cannon fodder more than a bunch of heavily armed dudes of the exact same class. It just feels like those are the same NPCs you kill in any other RPG. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more stories just like this one. Till next time.